Hello Commanders, Commander Plater here and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. So today we're having a little look at what you can spend your first million credits on. Now I'm kind of assuming that you've followed exactly what I told you to do in the previous video, where I told you to go build up a million credits via the bounty hunting method, and you're sat here at Waller Terminal. Now obviously they're going to be different places, they're going to have different things available, but as soon as we're here, let's take a little bit of a look, shall we? So I'm going to talk about the different ships that you can possibly buy at this point, and also depending on which career path you want to go down, how you might want to kind of outfit them, at least in the beginning. So as you can see, I've got 1.1 million credits there, so we'll have a quick look at the ships that are available first of all. So here we can buy another Sidewinder, pointless, don't want to do that. Although weirdly it is better than the one we've got. That's because of the SRV hangar bay. We could purchase an Eagle if we want to carry on down the combat route, we could do that, but as you can see we've got plenty of cash, so we don't necessarily have to go for an Eagle. Hauler. Now the Hauler's an interesting one. If your goal is to go exploring, seriously, jump in a Hauler, go for it, go out there. You can outfit this to get a decent jump range. Viper Mark III. Now this is the route that I took when I first started playing Elite Dangerous. I decided to go for a Viper Mark III. These are very handy in combat, they're nimble, they've got a decent amount of firepower, and as you can see, 142,000 credits, not too bad either. Cobra Mark III, getting a little bit more expensive, and bear in mind we need to make sure that we keep some of this for a rebuy. You do not want to fly without a rebuy, that is one of the golden rules in Elite Dangerous. Don't fly what you can't rebuy. So this one here, the Cobra Mark III, is very good. It's a very good multi-purpose ship. As you can see, it starts off with some cargo capacity, and also you've got 2 medium and 2 small hard points, so you've got some real options of what you can do with it. And definitely a very good multi-purpose, but again, because of its price, you're going to struggle to outfit it completely. But you don't need to A-rate straight away, you can always go and do some more bounty hunting and make a little bit more money. And now we're into the Viper Mark IV territory, and yeah, Type 6. We ain't going to be buying a Type 6, that's for sure. So the Viper Mark IV, this to be honest, is only going to be available if you've pre-purchased Horizons or you've picked up the Commander pack, like the Deluxe pack. So this isn't going to necessarily be available to everybody, but you know what, it's too expensive, and for what it offers, it does not offer enough to make it worth it. So my top recommendation, to be honest, is going to be the Cobra Mark III. Now, it is going to cost you a little bit more than the Viper, but you're also going to get a little bit more out of it. You're going to be able to do more things. It's got a higher jump range, and also, as you can see, it's got a decent top speed and also boost speed in there as well, actually more than the Viper at stock. Also, if we're going to have a little comparison here, obviously the shields are not quite as good, but the armour is better. So you've got a little bit of a trade-off there, but we're going to go for a Cobra. And I do recommend you store your Freewinder just because it's handy to have, just in case. Plus you don't actually make any money off, more money back when you sell it as well, so it's worth keeping. So let's take a little look at outfitting for this baby and see what we can do. So once we're in outfitting, there's a couple of things I'm going to recommend that you upgrade immediately. So go into your core internals, and immediately you want to upgrade your FSD, your frameshift drive. The reason why I say this is because the more places you can travel, the better. Now we can only buy a 4C here, but as you can see, the jump that causes in our FSD range is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to purchase this, and also you're going to exchange, not store, exchange. The reason why I say we upgrade that is so we can go further, and also everything here which is E-rated, we want to change that to at least D-rated. Now this particular place doesn't actually offer everything that we need, but what we can do is, if we look at the thrusters here, we can't upgrade them, that's okay. That's going to be something for us to do at the next system over. We're not going to be staying here. So if we look at the power plant, we definitely want to change that. I'm going to go for 4C, I think. It's a little bit expensive, but I think it's going to make it worth it. And you can see every time you upgrade something, your insurance cost goes up. I personally recommend keeping at least 3 rebuys in reserve, just in case, because when you get into a new ship and the first time you fly it, it is not going to be something you're used to. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is weapons. So as you can see, this has got 2 mediums, 2 small hard points. Now, Obviously, when you first buy it, it does come with these 2 fixed pulse lasers in there. You're not going to want them, they're pointless to keep. I personally recommend that you do half and half, a split between kinetic and thermal weapons. So we're talking lasers in one and then maybe multi-cannons in the other. And to be honest, at this point early on in the game, you're probably not going to be wanting to use fixed weapons, but it's a great time to get used to them and get good at them, because you know what, fixed weapons have a real skill to them, and if you can do that, you're going to get a lot more damage on your targets, as well as, actually, you know what, they're a lot cheaper too. So let's get this thing outfitted. The optional internals is where things get a little bit more complicated. So your hard points are pretty simple. At this stage in the game, you're going to want to leave yourself open to trying out at least every single aspect of gameplay that you can, and not limit your sources of income. But the optional internals is where things make a bit of a difference. So as you can see here, we're equipped with cargo racks, a shield generator, some more cargo, and some empty spaces. Personally, I'm going to want to upgrade some of these things. So shield generator, we'll have a quick look at the shop to see what's available, because we may not have all the options we want. So shield generators, it does only have size 3. There's literally no point in us upgrading that from here at this point, so we'll have to take that as is. If we look at the cargo space though, if we have a look at the cargo racks, we can upgrade them, have a little bit more space in our ship. And there we go. So as you can see, we're coming in on around about, what was that, 6 times the rebuy available. So we're also going to upgrade some of these things as well. I want to put in a discovery scanner. That's going to help you really boost your money as well, because every time that you come in, so I've only got basic ones, there's no advanced discovery scanners available here, so again we'll need to worry about that another time. Okay, so essentially we're kind of outfitted at the moment for general purpose, I would say. Something that you might want to look at the same time is a planetary vehicle hangar, and I am going to pop one of these in because I think it's well worth having. A quick note on the 2 different versions here. Now, the difference is the weight. They both carry 1 SRV. The 2H is obviously a bit cheaper, but it has a higher mass, and then also requires less power, and then the 2G has a lower mass, but has a higher power draw. We have plenty of power, so we're going to purchase this one. Okay, and I think we're almost there once we've purchased our SIV. And we have essentially an all-purpose Cobra ready to go. And I have equipped it with 2 medium multi-cannons and 2 small burst lasers, because that's what was available at the station. Obviously I could have stored the pulse lasers, but burst lasers are perfectly fine for what we could be doing with this ship. Do remember to set your fire groups. You will get a nice little prompt in there, and you know what, it's not difficult to do. And we're done. I do recommend you set up the data link scanner just because it could come in handy, but we are essentially ready to go and do whatever we want to. Any activity. Bounty hunting will be a bit of a chore at the moment if you want to try and do any solo kills, because your shields are going to be no good. Now if you wanted to outfit the Cobra completely for trading, you'd basically sell your shield generator and you'd put in another 4E cargo rack, but that does leave you very vulnerable. You might also want to get rid of the SRV bay as well, because to be honest, if you're just trading, you're not going to need that. And also the real thing that's important to you as a trader is going to be maximum jump range, which I'd recommend selling your weapons. One thing I do want to talk about is, you may notice I don't have a fuel scoop on this at the moment. Now, fuel scoops are very handy because it means that you don't have to stop and refuel at stations, and you know what, I think we actually are going to put one in, because to me that's a lot more important. And there we go. And I would consider this to be a reasonably complete build at this stage in the game. I don't want to leave myself completely shut off with options of what I can do, as I've already said, and I think we're good to go. So we're going to have a quick look at the missions that we have available, and I'm going to give you some suggestions on what missions you should probably take this early on in the game, and get yourself making some more money and moving forward. Obviously you can go straight back into that Haz-Res that we were in before, and getting yourself some more cash that way, and waiting on the system security to take out targets for you, but personally I do think that you should maybe have a go and actually play some more of the game. Boom data delivery is a fantastic thing to do, and also boom deliveries of any type, and I do recommend you start running these pretty much straight away. Skimmer strikes are very good as well. They pay very well for what you have to do, so I can definitely recommend them, and they involve very little in the way of outfitting. You literally can just take in your SRV and you'll go for that. So you know what, I think we're going to give this a go, and as you can see it can be illegal, and you may have authority ships against you, which can cause problems, but as long as you are good at avoiding interdictions, you should be good. And hopefully that'll happen to us, and I can show you how to do that. So we've just arrived in the system location for our mission that we've picked up, and as you can see on the map, we have basically nothing. Absolutely nothing on there. So we don't really know where anything is or where to look for it, but we do have the nav beacon. Nav beacons are actually really handy, and this is something I didn't learn until quite later on in the game. If you approach a nav beacon, and once you drop into it, so that means you drop out of Super Cruise, which we're currently in, you will be able to actually scan the nav beacon and pick up all of the system information. This will be very handy, and this will help you complete your mission. So we're just about to drop down from Orbital Cruise, and we should glide in nice and smoothly, and we should land almost on top of our target. We've picked the angle nice and smooth. You're coming in now at that 21 degrees angle. Deploy our landing gear. Now we don't want to be too close to the settlement, we want to be about 5 kilometers away. The reason for that being is that means we can just get away from here nice and quick without having to mess around with anything. But 5 kilometers in an SRV is really far. Okay, now what we're looking for is suitable terrain, which we could be in luck with. Just this little spot here. We can get it just right. So it's quite a large gap there. And there we go. Another happy landing. So let's get out our SRV and I will show you guys how to actually complete these particular types of missions. There are going to be some defense turrets around the base, so you do need to be careful, and I don't recommend going into the center of the base because you will trigger a response which will apply a bounty, a fine, and turn absolutely everything against you. And how do I know this? It's because I have done it more than once. And this may or may not be the second filming of this particular part of the video. Definitely is though. So you can see the skimmers kind of floating around over there, so we're going to go and have a little poke. You need to kill 4, and there should be plenty of them around. Okay, that's 1 down. And yep, you see they are coming for me, but the shields are taking a paste in, so we do want to back off. Shields are down. Okay, that's 3. That's 2, sorry. This will be number 3. And like I said, if the SRV gets destroyed, it's not a huge pain, but we're going to drive away for a little bit. We're going to let our shields come back up again, and then we're going to go back in and finish them off. Also guys, do manage your pips better than I do. That's again a tip. It's a good one at that. Do you know what? We're going to jump in our turret and we're going to do this the old fashioned way. We'll go right through it. There we go, that skimmer is down. So, have a quick look over here in our transactions. We have got 1 more to go. So let's get our shields fully charged up. Looks like one of them is engaged with us already. The defense turret. Yeah, we kind of want to avoid them if we can. And see, there's another skimmer just over here. See if we can get nice and close. Yeah, we're gonna go in pretty hard on them. This is not the best place we want to be in, and we're gonna get ourselves out of here. Head out again. See, hopefully, skimmer's gonna follow us. Yeah, it's following us. That's good. That's what we want. This hill here is gonna give us some much needed cover. A little bit lower down. So the turrets can't get us. Obviously you can destroy the turrets if you want, but That is completely up to you and totally optional. We're going to scout around the edge of the base so that we don't have to go straight in amongst a bunch of turrets, because that's the last thing you want to do. He says as it happens. Okay, skimmer. Just going to keep firing, going to go in. Now we can take this turret out, as I said. We're going to go. That's lightened up the little firepower against us there. Oh, so all we need to do is just finish this one off. Oh no, here we go. Haven't done one of these missions for ages. Bam, he's destroyed. Right, we've just made ourselves 600,000 credits. Let's get out of here. And yes, we have actually picked up a bounty. It's worth pointing out. Quite a decent bounty at that, so we do need to actually go and hand the mission in. This is fine. Everything is fine. Okay, we're now far away enough from the base. The danger now, because we are somewhat in the danger zone, is we need to make sure that we can get back home and get our mission handed in. But we're now criminals. So, you know, it'll be fine. Okay, so here we are back in Crane, just getting ready to dock here at Waller Terminal, and we have completed the mission, so we're going to go hand it in. We had a pretty uneventful return home, which is very good. Even though we were wanted in a different system, sometimes bounty hunters will come and track you into other systems. Not sure that should happen, because once they attack you, they then become wanted themselves, but hey, who knows? So, pad 13.
Speed limit is 100 meters per second. Please comply.
And we'll take ourselves in. Now, landing has never been my strong point, in case anyone didn't realise. That said, on a ship this small and manoeuvrable, we're normally pretty good. And there we go. So I'm going to hand the mission in, and essentially you can just now go and do whatever else you want in the game. The world is your oyster. I will probably continue this kind of series of videos, just going over a little bit kind of fresh start stuff, but this is all in preparation for my Iron Man week that I'm starting on the 13th of November, where it's going to be 5 days, 8 hours a day, live streaming with a brand new fresh account, where when I die I have to reset. But okay guys, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and whilst you're there make sure you turn on notifications, that way you get an alert whenever I put a new video out. At the same time guys, if you are enjoying the content, please do let me know in the comments section, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. So once again, thank you for watching, Commander Placer, out.